I recently uncovered the truth about what really happened at my fiancée's bachelorette party, and it's left me questioning everything about our future together. For as long as I can remember, she has been the love of my life, my perfect match, and the woman I envisioned spending forever with. Yet lately, I found myself battling insecurity and doubt. Last night, those feelings got the better of me, and I did something I'm not proud of. I went through her phone. While scrolling, I noticed a notification from one of her friends about the bachelorette party. Curiosity overtook me, and instead of putting the phone down, I spiraled deeper, checking her computer, scrolling through social media, and piecing together conversations. That's when I discovered something that shattered me. She hadn't just gone out to celebrate, she had crossed a line. This wasn't just playful partying or something harmless like a silly dance. She had been intimate with a stripper and later left the party with someone else. I found a short Facebook exchange between her and that man, just a simple "had a good time" message from the night of the party. Still, when I looked through her chats with her friends, the picture became clear. It all seemed like a one-time lapse, but knowing it happened has left me wrecked. I didn't sleep a minute last night. My fiancée, Qley, who I was supposed to marry in just 3 weeks, who I planned to buy a home with, raise children with, and grow old with, suddenly felt like a stranger. When she woke up this morning, she acted as if nothing was wrong. She noticed the drinks I had left out, came over to hug me, and kissed me good morning. I played along, not wanting to reveal what I knew, though inside I felt completely hollow. When she asked why I'd been up all night, I lied and said I was just restless. She even asked if the stress of the wedding was weighing on me, and I forced out some reassuring words about how much I loved her. Then she got ready for work and left, blissfully unaware of the storm inside me. As soon as she left, I started quietly packing. I canceled the wedding venue, losing part of the deposit, but I didn't care. I saved every screenshot and piece of evidence. By afternoon, I checked into a hotel 60 miles away just to clear my head. That's when the calls began. First from her, then from her sister, her friends, her parents, my parents, and even mutual friends. The only people I answered were my mom and dad. I told them a gentler version of the truth, leaving out the worst details, and explained that the wedding was off. I asked them to keep it private and to let me process in peace. By evening, my father called back to tell me that my fiancée was completely distraught, confused, and breaking down over my sudden disappearance. I told him not to interfere. I needed space. Not long after, her sister reached out. From the messages, I realized she knew everything about that night and had even laughed it off, encouraging my fiancé not to feel guilty. That hurt even more. When I finally picked up the phone for my ex-fiancé, her voice was wrecked from crying. She begged me to come back, swore I had misunderstood everything, and insisted there was an explanation. But her excuses felt rehearsed and hollow. I asked her to explain, and she told me I had only seen a small piece of the conversations and jumped to the wrong conclusion. I hung up and sent her a collection of the screenshots I had saved. Within minutes, she called again, sobbing harder than before, admitting what happened but blaming peer pressure from her friends and sister. She claimed it was a one last night of freedom mistake before marriage. Her desperation grew with every word, offering me absurd things like the idea that I could seek revenge or that she'd tell everyone the truth if it meant I'd forgive her. I stayed quiet. My silence only made her panic more. I finally told her that if she wanted me to even consider forgiving her, she needed to confess everything to her family herself. Not long after, her father called me directly. He apologized profusely and admitted he was devastated by what his daughter had done. Her mother also took the phone, insisting their daughter had never been so broken and pleading with me to reconsider. I thanked them for their honesty, but told them politely that couldn't continue this relationship. When my ex called again, she said she had confessed to her parents and even sent messages to our mutual friends owning up to her actions. She begged relentlessly, crying to the point where she could barely breathe. At one point, her sister grabbed the phone and asked if I would take her back now that everything was out in the open. I gave a vague answer, saying I'd think about it, but deep down I knew the truth. There was no going back. Hearing her beg, hearing the desperation in her voice was painful, but instead of guilt, I felt clarity. I told her she shouldn't keep apologizing, that she's single now and free to live how she wants. I told her I hope she finds the right person one day, but it won't be me. Now, my phone is still buzzing with calls and messages I have no intention of answering. Oddly enough, instead of feeling broken, I feel relief. Like I've escaped a future of fights, betrayal, and unhappiness. For the first time since I found out, I feel like I can breathe again. My future is wide open, and I know I'll be better off moving forward without her.